What we're going to do is we're going to make the snail cam. If you notice on our diagram here, it gives us no actual dimensions. It gives us a hole size and it gives us some relation to diameter. So we're going to work with that. We're going to make some of our cams using parametric constraints. So let's go ahead and make the snail cam. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with a new metric, English, inch, standard part. And we're going to go ahead and put in some of our parameters. So we're going to add a number. So we basically only have two. We have diameter. We're going to call it DIA. And we're going to go ahead and leave that as 1 inch because we're not really sure what it's going to be at this point. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And then we're going to add another one. And we're going to add a hole. So we know what our hole is going to be. And our hole, it tells us, is going to be 3/16 of an inch. So 3 divided by 16. And that's all we have at this point. So now we're going to go ahead and start new 2D sketch, choose our XY plane, and what we're going to do is we're first going to go ahead and make our hole. So we're going to come to our circle, and we said that our hole was size hole, so there it is. So now we know a few things about this part. We know that it is half the diameter from here out to the very outside side. We know that it is 1/4 of the diameter from center point out to the start of where our line starts. So we can start doing some of those things. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make a point out here. We're going to dimension that point. So from our center to that point was DIA divided by 4, 1/4 diameter. We also know that we have a line. So we got a line that came out here. And we know that overall that line, to the total top of that, should be half the diameter. So we're going to do a dimension from the center out to the top of our line. And that should be 1/2 or DIA divided by 2. So now we've got our lines. Now what we're going to do in order to make this a little bit easier, because this object has such an odd shape, we basically have a circle, half a circle coming around, half a circle coming around. But there's some little bumps and stuff on it. So we're going to go ahead and make a full circle, and we're going to divide it in half, and then we're going to get rid of some of our parts. So we take our circle, and then make our circle. And we're going to draw a line across. So we're going to go ahead and make this line. From here, go all the way out and across. We're not going to worry about where it actually ends up if it goes out to the edge, because we can always go back and trim that off. So we can go back and we can do trim. We can trim that line off. And we can trim our other half of the circle off. So now we've got this side of the circle that fits like we would like, and at this point we're going to go back and we're going to use an arc. So we're going to do a 3-point arc. Make that go start there. Second point there, and we're going to keep going until we notice a little tangent mark show up. Bring this out. We don't really want to have a bump. You can see it down here at the bottom. It shows up right down here. We don't really want it to have a bump on there, so we want to keep that nice and smooth. So there's our piece. So at this point we would like to go back and we'd like to trim this center part out. So we're going to come back and we're going to use the trim. that should be our snail cam. At this point, we'll go and make our cam 3/16 of an inch thick. So we're going to extrude it. And it says it should be 3/16 of an inch. Say OK. And there's our snail cam. If we'd like to make changes to our size, we can go back into our Manage tab, go into our parameters, and we can make changes to our size.